Hey, my friends. This week we're talking about Raido, the rune of ride, taking the journey, the journeys that we take in life. This is one of the major runes of travel, and in this case, the rune itself is meant to emulate the wagon and the solar wagon and the chariot of Thor. That being said, deities that you can associate with it are Thor, Baldur, sometimes Forseti and Freyr, but not as much. It is this soul calling for the journeys that we make in life. If it comes up for you in a reading, it could potentially herald a journey that you are making or that is calling you forth. And now, simply as a construct in itself, Raido is about the whole idea of taking the journey. Just for the sake of this concept, we'll reference the idea of the hero's journey, because that in itself permeates into human psychology in the collective unconscious. You hear the call, you ignore the call, and then you have a mentor lead you into the journey, and then you embark forth into the journey, and you have trials and tribulations along the way. There is a rebirthing process somewhere in the depths of the underworld, in your underworld. The part of you who started the journey is gone, and you are no longer who you were when you began. And you receive a gift of some sort, or gifts, powers, abilities, or simply knowledge, education, self-discovery. And then you come back around to realize that you are truly changed. And so these are cycles and wheels of change that we make in our lifetime. We go through many different heroes' journeys in our life. It's that concept permeates understanding of human life. And we see it in all kinds of different stories, whether it's Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Star Wars, or even within the sagas. One of my favorites is Sigurd, who hears the call to go fight this dragon, Fafnir. And he is challenged along every step of the way. He even encounters this wise old man in a brimmed hat to give him gifts, give him wisdom, or sometimes block his way. I digress. Raido is a very interesting rune in itself, because, like I say, if you have it pop up in a reading, it could just mean you've got a journey coming and this is the call, or it's been calling you for a while and you've been ignoring it. Or it can be as complex as the journeys that you are truly meant to take in your life into one chapter or another. It can also mean the things that we dream. It can be astral travel, journeying, dream walking. So it has all of these layers, just like any other rune does. Now, if we want to work with it, we can, of course, draw it on ourselves. The left hand would be taking its energy in, or the right hand would be allowing it to work through you and letting it out. Now, a good time to work with it in that way would be if you were going to do some traveling and you wrote Raido on you, and that was going to safeguard you. Now, you could also, if you were, and now that could be if you were meditating or astral traveling, or if you're going on a road trip and you're traveling. Yeah. Now, it could also be written on a piece of paper, breathed on it, and put it in your wallet or put it in your pocket on your person somewhere, as it safeguards you for travel, on your journeys. Now, at the same time, it helps us access inner wisdom and raises our consciousness to our personal path. So if you are doing a deeper study in the runes, working with Raido, for me, has brought me deep revelations in my personal path and where I'm going, what I'm doing. I'll give you an example. I've been working with Raido since the beginning of last week, and just this past weekend, I actually went on a men's retreat where I was tested physically, spiritually, emotionally, and it was every bit of the hero's journey all weekend. It was such a journey into the depths of who I am, pulling it out and rearranging it all over again. And so Raido could be a vision quest. And so coming back to this raising consciousness to your personal path, I came back from this weekend with this huge revelation that after years of being an all-inclusive spiritual coach, I was invigorated with the passion and the inspiration to get much more specific on those that I help, and wanting to be inclusive to anyone who resonates with masculine energy or balancing their masculine and feminine sides, but very much focused on being a coach for men doing their work, being a shaman and a healer, helping men through deep ritual and deep inner work to really realize where they are on their path, just as much as helping heal the shadow warrior that exists in men today. So this was a really big realization for me. And that was just this thing of enlightenment that I had that I was so grateful for, because I was working on Raido all weekend. I was challenging it. And hey kids. And, kids are just outside playing. So that's Raido. I'll be sharing the yoga pose, the posture later on this week, and I'll be writing a little bit of a blog on my experience with that weekend. So if you want to keep up with that, I'll leave it in the description box below. I'll link it below, and I'll probably link that blog with the next couple of videos too, so that you can catch it and give that a read. Other than that, have a great day and a great week working on this rune, letting it into your life, not just hearing the message with the occult concept of a rune a day, but really study it. Let its lessons in. Bye now.